Welcome everyone to Livestream Reviews. I'm Christian Karasiewicz, the content marketing manager at StreamYard. And if you're new to this show, we're glad you're here because our goal is to help you improve your live streams, whether that's work through a challenge that you have, whether it's to talk about equipment, if you have questions about that, to give you some motivation to help you be a more consistent live streamer. That's what we're here for. So, if you have any questions, by the way, during the show, do us a favor. Let's put a cue at the beginning of your comment. That's going to help us see which questions we have coming in. I've got a small team here, actually, that helps me with this show. I'm going to go and bring on, first off, I'm going to go and bring on Charles Matthews. How you doing, Charles?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm excited to be here. I have so many questions for everybody. I'm so happy that you guys can join us today. How you doing, Christian?
Doing pretty good. So this is going to be, this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, this is the second show of the year. We always have a topic that we want to talk about, but before we do that, I want to also introduce you to our third. I don't know, what would I call him? I guess this is Eric Villardo. He's going to be working with us in the green room. So basically, what we do is we like to bring you on screen. What we're going to do though is we're going to send you over to Eric. We're going to have him, kind of chat with you, figure out what your question is, and also maybe check out your audio, your video, things like that to help you a little bit to see, if there's areas where we can help. And then we're going to bring you over to the live studio. So very simple. We'll drop that link here. Actually, Eric, if you want to go and drop that link, feel free to do that. Put that in the comments. But I'm going to go and bring on Eric. I'll show you. I'll introduce you to Eric, and then we're going to kick things off. So Eric, how you doing?
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Good. So Eric, you fill in. I know you and Leo, you both fill in for us from time to time with shows. So it's great having you join us, and I appreciate you helping us out.
Hey, anytime.
So we always like to start the show off with a question, and we also have a few announcements as well. So let's do this. Let's talk about those announcements first.
All right.
So the first announcement I think we need to make sure we let people know about is we have the StreamYard Connect Summit. This is happening this coming Thursday. It's free, by the way. And all you have to do is go to StreamYard.com/SYConnect. So Eric, I don't know if you have that, can we just let's drop that in the comments so people know about it. It's StreamYard.com/SYConnect. Go and register. Even if you're somebody who says, hey, you know what? You're an advanced streamer or an intermediate streamer. It doesn't matter. You will learn something from the sessions. We got a lot of great speakers. I think Media is going to be there along with a host of others, but you can learn about that at StreamYard.com/SYConnect. And again, it's also free. So we've got that. Now, the other announcement we also want to make sure we cover is, let's see, we have new brand assets as well. So I don't know if you have seen these. So there's new assets. And I'm just going to let me see if I have a few of these. Yeah. So I got a couple of them ready. So every time we do this show, we always have a 5-minute timer or some sort of timer that we play in the corner. I think there's a 10-minute timer now. So you see, for example, we have this 10-minute timer up there right now. That I think is in the brand asset folder for the month of January. In addition to that, we also have, let me see what else we have here.
He took it off. We're pointing at it, and you took it off.
Put it back on. Here we go.
There you go.
Listen, when I first started doing this, I forget that everything is reversed. So when I used to be it's right there. Wait, where's my right, my left? Like, okay, there it is, right over here.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's there's the 10-minute timer. There's also we also have this, for example, we have an MLK. Let me turn this banner off. So we have an overlay. This is for like MLK Day. We also have a couple of other there's quite a few other things in there. Actually, let me see if there's something else. Let's see. I loaded up a few of these for y'all, but I may not have actually, like, I think, here we go. I think there's like a virtual background, I think, in there as well. Or I guess you could use it like this in the case of a wallpaper or background if you want. But there's a lot there. I'll drop the link to this here in a second.
I like that blue one. I like that. Blue
Yeah, the blue one was nice. The blue one was nice.
It is pretty cool. Yeah. And so to join this, to get this, by the way, all you need to do is simply go here, download the assets, and then you install, you add them to your StreamYard dashboard, whether that's, for example, if it's like it's under brand. And so you put it under either the logo, like if it's the timer, it goes under the logo section. If it's like an overlay, like the MLK one I demoed, there's a bunch of other ones in there as well, by the way. That goes under overlay. And then if it's like a video clip, it goes under video clips. And then if it's the background or a wallpaper, you put that under background, or you put it under, you can use it as a virtual background as well.
Hey, Christian, we have a question about the summit already, so I'm going to drop it up here.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So how long is the summit? Great question. So I will say this: if you have to work, I would still register. This way, you get the replay to it. Sometimes I don't know if we're doing it this time, but sometimes we give out additional like unique brand assets just at the event. And so it may be something you want to register for. I think it's probably like a few hours.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things where if you can't make it, or you can only make part of it, register for it to ensure that you get the replay. So good question. Very good question.
And I'm going to say the same thing I say every summit. It might not be in your category, but always go for something. There's always little tricks and tips that every summit might help you out with. So last time it was, if I remember, it was for something for Amazon. And I'm not an Amazon seller, but when I was listening to them on how they market their stuff, how they send it out, how they put things on screen properly, I'm like, hey, I can use those tips for what I do still. Good tips. So make sure you go.
So Charles, I'm gonna let you take a sip of water.
Yeah, you heard
give
that,
you a little, give you like a hot tea or something. You sound like you're, I mean, I know it's cold in a lot of places.
I was screaming, getting excited to come on today. I missed everybody, so I lost my voice. So there you go.
Hey, wind chill factors in Philadelphia are -1 today. So,
so speaking of wind chill factors, and where are you? Where is everybody coming in from? Let us know. I saw my neighbor. I saw Mississauga. I saw Niagara Falls, South Africa, Bangladesh. What else did I see here? Summit. I saw Atlanta. Where's everybody coming in from? Just put it in right now. Put it in. Los Angeles.
Yeah, we got Bangladesh. Somebody was saying it's like 1 a.m. where they're at. I want to thank you for tuning in, everyone who is tuning in. Even if you're only watching like 10, 15 minutes of the show, like we love the fact that you tune in with us every 2 weeks. By the way, so quick reminder, we do this show the first and third Saturdays of every single month. So the first and third, the second Saturday we do, let's see. So the second Saturday is YouTube channel reviews, where we have Daniel and D, and they will take a look at your YouTube channel and see what they, what can you improve? They'll make recommendations. There's it's really a great show. So you should check that out.
I like how this person put, I said, let us know where you're coming in from. And he had to put this on. Couldn't just say Fort Lauderdale, they had to say sunny.
Sunny.
Yeah, he just had to put the sunny in it. Thanks, Randy.
they were just rubbing it on me, because it's so cold here, so
sunny. You could just say Fort Lauderdale. No, sunny. That's what. Thanks, buddy. Awesome. We appreciate it.
So Eric, let's do this. Let's have you drop the link to have people join us on screen. So basically, if you have a question, you want us to, take a look at your live stream, do us a favor. We're going to drop the link now, and we'll, hopefully have people come on and join us. And we want to take a look at your stream. And, again, it doesn't matter. Like, You don't have to be dressed up like,
Nope.
you don't like, you don't have to have your like studio set up. Like,
Just come on in.
yeah. So,
All right.
awesome.
All right.
Eric,
So Charles, can you drop the link? I'm not able to do so.
All right. So Christian will start doing that. And I'm going to ask you guys a question while first thing is first. Eric, I see something different about your stream right now. In front of you, and this is for everybody that's watching, what did you change or get new for Christmas or for January? Because January is almost done.
That's
so
right.
Starting in the new way, starting something new. That looks something a little different in front of you there, buddy. What is it?
Well, so for Christmas, my family pitched in and got me an Elgato Wave 3. So my old setup was a Yeti black mic, and I was going through Voicemeeter Banana and doing all the different mixing there. And everybody was telling me you gotta upskill your audio, which, like we say, it's audio, video, content. That's the big thing. So got the Elgato Wave 3. I'm gonna say I love it. And one of the things that I love the most is the Wave software that it has. So do all the mixing in there. It has allowed me to not worry as much about my audio, being able to do all the VSTs in there so that the audio is clean. And I'm telling you, I love it. The other thing I did was, because I do a lot of educational content on my channel and streaming, I got this new teleprompter just about a week ago, and wonderful little piece of kit. It helps with maintaining eye contact to the camera, being able to do that. In the past, if you look at all my videos, I'm doing, every time I was reading something, and I'm over exaggerating, but you can see my eyes doing this. The entire video. And the last two videos, it's been direct, and it's just one piece, about $69, and it was a wonderful addition to upskilling the channel, upskilling the way that I'm doing these shows, and audio, eye contact. And Christian, you can talk. Christian and Charles, you guys can talk about the eye contact and the audio, how important it is to video, both live streaming and your content creation. So that's what I did, and I also did a goal that I am going to be more consistent on my channel. So I'm doing one live a week. And I know that's one of the questions that you're planning there, but we're doing one live a week, one video a week. And that's what I'm going to do for the next 365 days.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay. Do you have the box? I know you didn't open it yet. Can you show us what you got there?
Yeah. So we got questions. People are asking like, what teleprompter did Eric get? So Eric got the.
There we go. Let's hold it up there, buddy.
I won't ruin it for people. So he got the DeskView T2 teleprompter, and there is a T2. There's a T3 as well with this, and this one, basically the way it works is it goes on top of, like if you have a DSLR camera, it has a little slide and it slides right on the top of the camera. There's a little adapter, and then it basically hangs in front of you. There's also a place for there's a place for a smartphone to go there or a tablet, and it basically is reflecting what's on the screen. So
correct.
Very good option.
And because I don't use a DSLR and I use an actual cell phone to stream, the reason I chose this particular model was because you can fit a cell phone behind it and then use a tablet as your teleprompter. So it's it's multi-use. You can use it with a DSLR or a smartphone in the back, and you could put a tablet up to about 7 inches tablet, or if you have a second phone, you can then put it there and use it. So wonderful piece of kit. Didn't want to spend $300 on a teleprompter, so hey, it works, and it works like a charm. So
nice. All right, I just want to give some congratulations out. Randall there just did my 487th live stream on Amazon Live, 253 days in a row. That's consistency right there. There you go. Congratulations there, buddy.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to match that, but I'll do at least, once a week.
Here's the thing. And before we send you off over to the, to the green room, it's like, we always want to compare ourselves to other people. And just because Randall's done a ton of live streams, right? Like, it doesn't mean that everyone needs to try and match that. It really comes down to like, what your topic is, like, what
Correct.
can you do consistently?
Yes.
Like, if you start to set up a system and you have a very strict system in most cases, then yes, it's going to be like, yeah, you could match that. But the question is like, is it worth it? It depends on what you need. So
Correct.
for some people, live streaming, some people only live stream once a week. If you want to build momentum and you're looking to do more live streaming, then yeah, you do need to live stream more than once a week. And it doesn't need to be, really, like, your live streams don't need to be 4 hours long each time. They could be 30 minutes. They could be 1 hour. It needs to be as long as it needs to be to get the information across. So very cool, Eric. So we're going to kick you off over to the green room. By the way, if you want to join us, everyone, just head over to the green room. We got quite a few people actually there now. So I'm going to drop the link to that. And then what I want to do is, Charles, let's jump into some questions. So,
All right. I am running over to the green room, so I'll talk to you guys later there. All right.
Thanks.
Okay. Now I wanted to pull this up if I can. Let's see if I can pull this up. And it's not the best, but I'm going to try this right now because someone was asking a question. Let me see if I can share my screen here. There we go. They were asking, Christian, I'm going to show up a picture. Can you explain? They want to know, how does a teleprompter work? What is a teleprompter?
Awesome. So that's a great question, actually. So, and here, actually, let me find that question. Where is that question?
So I'm not telling you guys to get this on Amazon,
Nope.
But I'm just showing you what the picture is so you can get the idea of the reflection. Okay. So I'm not suggesting this one, but this is a picture I brought up real quick so you guys can understand there it is. So there's the tablet.
Yeah. So On Stage podcast has a question for us, and they want to know, how does a teleprompter work? And so there's a few different ways. Basically, what you're buying is, there's a hole for the camera to go through, the camera lens, and then it's literally a piece of glass, and it's reflecting what then is on, like if you got a tablet, your tablet is in front, the camera is here, and it's hitting a piece of glass, and so it's reflecting, like, you're able to then look into the camera without having to do this. So like right now, my current camera setup is, I have a camera in front of me, and then I have a screen off to the side. So you see me like looking off to the side, right? And I'm breaking eye contact with you. So the reason is because the camera's up here and everything else is either around here or in front of me, and it's not at eye level. And so what the teleprompter is going to do is, I'm able to then look directly into the camera, and I'm able to see if there are notes, or maybe it's a screen that I want to look at. Like, I'm able to look directly at the audience. For example, I could have my StreamYard studio open on my tablet, and I could be looking into the camera with you, but also then right on the outside of the camera, I'd be able to see what is actually going on screen. So that way, for example, right now, I look down at Charles and see the comments. However, I could be looking directly into the camera and see comments and everything else without having to break that eye contact with my viewer.
And the great thing about what it does is you can set the speed. So you can see you write like a 300-page word essay. You can set a speed. So as you're reading, it's slowly moving down to the next line. So you're just looking straight and you're just reading, and it slowly moves. You can have it so it highlights each sentence as you read. So that's where if you ever watch, your newscast or anything, newscasters are sitting at the desk. And if you notice, they're always looking directly at the camera. They're not looking at the papers in front of them. The papers are only telling them what's next, what's coming up, but they're constantly looking straight ahead into the camera because there's a teleprompter there. And that's why they're always reading the news, looking directly at you as they read the news. They never look down at their paper. That's what a teleprompter does.
And if we think about how you set up your stream, what a lot of people do is this: they have a laptop, and their laptop is way below eye level. Like, we're talking, the laptop's flat on their desk and their camera's up here.
Yeah.
And they're doing this like they're constantly looking down. So you're looking at the top of my head, right? Instead, what we're doing is we're bringing that screen up to where that is all encompassed with our camera. And there's a lot of different options, by the way, for teleprompters. So, Eric was saying, hey, he's using the desk view one. There's another one that I have. This is a Padcaster, and it literally clips onto my monitor.
Show that again, Christian.
So it literally has like a little tray that pops out right here under the bottom. So it slides out, and then the phone in this case goes right on it. And then as you can see here, it then basically can scroll up and down based off of me speaking. So if I want to follow a script, it's right there on screen. If I want to have it show something on screen, I have it already there, and it's just for me to see. So here's your options. So today we're going to blah, 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 blah. So you're reading from a script. It does not look good on camera. Here's all my notes, and I'm reading to let you guys know. Or I could be looking down, like Christian said, and then looking up, and then looking down and looking up. Or I could be looking at my third screen, and I'm not keeping eye contact. Or you can use the tools, the equipment that they have, and you're looking always directly at the camera. Yeah. It's just a better view for your audience. It is, yeah, and so there's a couple other really good questions that have come in. Like we've got a couple of things. First off, NLTMW apparently builds 3D printed teleprompters. Pretty cool. So he apparently builds
3D printed. Oh, okay, nice,
yeah,
nice.
Basically, yeah. And then we also have a great comment here from Khalija Latif SK saying they use Google Slides to teleport their script. So some people will use Google Slides, and it's like they have certain things on the slides that's used as their script. Again, it's instead of putting it on another screen that, like, for example, if you have a screen off to the side, looking over to the screen and then coming back, everything is right there in front of you. So that's basically what the teleprompter's doing. So
all right, there you go.
Awesome. So we've got some really good questions, by the way, coming in. We've got a number of people that have some good questions. So I'm going to go and flag a couple of these questions, but let's do this. Let's bring on Mike. Mike Lynn has a question about the giveaway. I assume the giveaway tool. So let me go ahead and bring on Mike. Mike, let me know if you're ready.
Thumbs up, Mike. Let me see. Thumbs up, Mike.
Mike's good. All right. Awesome. So this is Mike Lynn. Mike, how we doing?
Pretty good. Do I guess? No, don't go sideways. How do I do this? Okay. Yep. Anyways, I'm here in Taipei, Taiwan. I'm from San Francisco. Okay. I just did a really large event on January 11th with 8 musicians. They played 20 minutes set. They had they each did one Taylor Swift cover. You can just find that over at my channel on T-Shirts Matter. So I actually have a T-shirt company, and what I want to do is I want to do a T-shirt giveaway. Okay. And I saw that if you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway that you can do a giveaway, but can you do that live?
Yes.
So for example, right now here, let me show you this. I'll share my screen and you can see this. So basically, I currently have the giveaway tool running on StreamYard.
Is that in beta, or is that available for everybody?
It's available for everybody. All you have, so the way that I'm doing this is I have 2 tabs open. So
I see.
So here's the way it works. So before I start this live stream, I have here, I'll start from scratch, actually. Let me start from scratch with you. So basically I have, before I start the live stream, I always open up StreamYard.com/giveaway. Okay. And it looks like this. So I always open this up. And then what I've done in here is, for example, I select my live stream. Let's say it's this one. I put in whatever my match text is, and I say start collecting. And I leave that window open, and I just let it run. Okay. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what it looks like here. Okay, so you did StreamYard.com/giveaway.
Yep.
Learn how to improve your live show, free live streams live. Yep. And then,
right. So it's whatever your broadcast is.
Okay.
Because you can set a giveaway for every one of your shows. So if you had 4 shows scheduled for this week, you would have to just do the drop down and find out which show do you want to use to do the giveaway.
Oh, perfect. There's a drop down. I didn't see that. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then you pick what show you're going to do this week. You click it, and then it goes to that show. And then you put your keyword in. So for me, your keyword would be shirt because you make shirts. You put your keyword shirt in, and then everybody that puts in the word shirt would automatically start generating and going into the giveaway.
Okay. So it's just I can't see it because it's kind of tiny on my phone. It's just hashtag shirt. Hashtag shirt.
It doesn't even have to be hashtag. It can be any word. You have
word you want.
You can put in hashtag. You could say hashtag shirt, for example. Okay. You could also just say shirt, or like I'm doing right now for this live stream, I am leaving it open. So any comments that people make are showing up in the giveaway.
Oh, interesting.
So wait, now, I'll give
how do you let me take a look here. How do you so if you don't put anything in the match text box, then it's just an open then it's just open.
Exactly. And I'll give you another little trick. Oh, where'd he go?
We lost him, but keep going.
Hopefully he comes back. What I was also going to say was that you also can run multiple giveaways during the same live stream.
Yes.
So, for example, at the beginning, as a part of a run of show, at the beginning of every live stream, let's say Charles and I had 3 questions and we put in 3 specific words we wanted to be used. What we would do is we'd start one giveaway window with that. Like, I'll do it exactly like this. Let's say it was this. We put in the first one, which would be like, frequency. Okay. So let's say we were like, hey, like put in the word frequency, you'll be entered for a giveaway. Let's say we did that, right? We'd say start collecting. I would have a second window of the same thing open with a different keyword. Let's say it was shirt. And then I could even do a third one where it was just,
Mike,
for example. And so I could have 3 giveaways all running during that live stream.
Right.
All I have to do is literally just select the live stream and hit start collecting, and they would start collecting at that point.
Because you know how sometimes you have first prize, second prize, and third prize?
Yeah.
That's the way of doing it. Or the great thing about that tool is, if you want to bring that back up again, Christian, for a second.
Yeah, sure.
And this is what I love about this tool. When you pick a winner, you can actually redraw again. So you don't have to do 3 different ones if you don't want to use. But when you go into the draw and you're picking a winner, there's a little box in the top right corner that says draw again, draw again. So you can draw multiple times.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely.
This trust me, when everybody saw this tool on Sunday in the town hall, it was like, that's it. We want it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a great tool. It gets people engaged, gets comments going. It's a fantastic tool to use for any show you're doing, any project or any show you can use it some way. You know what I mean? Like, say you're even a coach and you want to give away free sessions or free consultations.
Yeah.
Easy way to do it.
It is. Yeah. And actually let me see if I can find it. We actually have an article as well on giveaway ideas, actually. Let me see if I can find that. So actually we have a video actually on this. So for those of you who are running a giveaway, and you're like, hey, you know what what can I give away? What should I give away? Here's some ideas for a giveaway. So with that, let me see if Mike came back in. He didn't come back in yet. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and bring on
Mario's next. Yeah, Mario, thumbs up. You ready to go, buddy? There we go. Let's bring on Mario. Hey, Mario. How you doing, buddy?
How you guys doing?
Good. So,
how's my audio? My audio is great, right?
It's pretty good. It sounds better now. It was cutting in and out a minute ago, but it's good. All right. So, what can we help you with?
So, I was wondering, is it better to have a green screen? Or is it better to have a backdrop that's not like this, not like the same cut like this?
Okay, so for me,
good question, by the way.
I think a green screen is always best. Like, I know we have the ability to do it without green screen, but the technology, to me, always works better. I like green screens, but if you don't need it, depending on your lighting and everything, because it all depends on your setups. So it's a give and take. But me personally, I think they always look better with the green screen. And that's just my personal opinion. What do you think, Christian?
So I think here's the main thing. I'm going to put you full screen if that's okay, Mario. I'm going to put you full screen. I'm going to talk through a couple things. So, let's do it this way. Let's do it this one. Yeah. So So we have Mario here, and he's asking, hey, about like using a green screen. Personally, I would prefer to use a green screen over just using a virtual background. The reason is because you like your camera and the chroma keying, which is basically removing the green background, they kind of have to work together. The lighting, all of that stuff has to work together. And so if you don't have, like, if you're just turning on the virtual background, for example, and you don't have a green screen, you don't have good lighting, in some cases it will work, but in a lot of cases, it's not always going to work. It's not always going to give you a clean edge or a clean look. So I'm a bit partial to the green screen. However, I will also say I have a green screen and it's over here in a box. And it's not because I didn't unpack it. It's just because once I put it up, then I have to put the lighting up and everything else. So there's a lot to set up for it. The other thing you also have to look at, I'm just going to be honest, like when you look at your view right now, yeah, exactly. So we see in the corner, we see that there's certain parts that are not getting keyed out. There's also a color difference between you and the background.
That's what I was supposed to say. Your skin color gets bleached. So your skin color is kind of washed as well right now. But here, what I'm going to do is bring in a green screen. Phenomenal. Hold on. Eric uses
Let's
green.
Put Eric in here.
Yeah, Eric has green screen. What is your thoughts on green screens there, Eric? Oh, you're muted. Switch it over, Eric.
And that's the live shows. No. Okay, so I do everything on all my streams with green screens. So I'll just give you an example here. Okay. You see how your edges are very fuzzy. Okay. This is a 10 by 12 green screen behind me. I have key lights onto the green screen, and then I have key lights to me. So that's the difference between, and you see, even when I move my hands, you can't see that's my cut right there. That's the edge of my screen, right? On my camera. But you can see in this side, you see how that's my camera, but the green screen is still there? But there's no edges. So yes, use a green screen. I can use, a green screen for, pretty much everything that I do, There you go. You can bring in video. You can do fun stuff with it. Okay. So it's better to have a green screen than have the computer try to match the area. So,
and here's my number one thing. I'm going to put you guys all four, and I'm going to put Eric up to the top, so you guys are side by side. So, Eric, if you want to look at me directly, look at your skin tones, because it's trying to wash you. It's trying to blend you without a green screen. So it's doing everything with your skin tone. Right. So that's the first thing people look at is like, oh, okay, his skin tone, and see if they can figure it out. So there you go. Thanks, Eric. I'm sending you back to the green room.
So that's our, So Eric, thanks for joining us. And so Mario, that's what I would say is, like, if you're going to set it up, I mean, you just have to make sure that, A, your computer can handle it, but B, you got to work on getting your background and your foreground kind of blended together so they create that unique look. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, what kind of lighting do you use right now?
Well, I have it's this one ring light. Like, if I bring it up a bit, I can sit like that, it will.
Yeah, and if a second ago, if you look back up into it again, your eyes right there went green screen. So we look, we can see through your eyes right now, the backdrop. So lighting is key too when you're doing green screen.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right. So that's our feedback. But and the other thing is, like, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like, you do need to. You need to get the right kind of lighting. So, for example, there are little tiny ring lights, but I also have bigger. I have a big ring light that I have up, and I'm not using a green screen, but it depends on also the look you're going for. So
like I have one of those small ones, like small, and then I recently bought myself a
pair of earbud. Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Nice. Yeah, but
your monitors. Yeah.
Yeah. So it can go to the back and then not like being front and irritate me. So that's actually that's the most awesome stuff I like my whole studio.
Yeah, there you go. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up because this is the coolest
And
thing
that.
I found.
And that.
Let me see if I can share my screen still. And it's not expensive, but I thought, if you want to start gradually, I'm gonna pull this up right here. Can I share my? Look at that one. Yep. So that's a green screen that's just attaches to your chair. Simple, easy. There's nothing to put up around. There's nothing to pop open. Because you're real close, it just hooks onto your chair, and it's not expensive. Like, these are simple things you can start with. You don't have to go full out and do a whole big studio. But if green screen is something that you want and it fits back into a bag, it folds up, but it just sits on the back of your chair and covers your area. So there's something you can do.
Awesome.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
All right.
So let's see if we have any questions real quick, and then let's go through. So
it was a lot of comments on the green screen, a lot of comments on this one right here. He says he uses the grandma in the videos as well. He likes bringing in the grandma because it's easy to use when you have a green screen just to fill it in.
Nice.
So, there you go.
I have two questions I want to answer real quick. One of those was someone, T-Shirts Matter, was asking, how do you get the blinking MLK background or the MLK overlay? That's part of the January assets. And so if you just simply go here, basically it's in the Facebook group. There's a post. I just linked to it. You can go into that January assets folder. There's a download, and there'll be, I think it's under overlays, and you'll be able to download it that way.
And I was just about to say to everybody, make sure you're on the Facebook group, because these overlays and discounts and everything are always in the Facebook group. So if you're looking for stuff, that's where you go.
Very simple. Yeah. And the other question that I also had came in from Jamie's Country Living, and she was asking, how do you get StreamYard for Android? So StreamYard is the easiest way to live stream. It's a browser-based software. So basically, you don't need to download any apps. So you don't need to go to Android, the Google Play App Store. You don't need to go to iTunes and download anything. You simply just go to your browser and go to StreamYard.com, sign up for a free account. Or if you already got one of the paid accounts, just simply log in. And then at that point, you'll be able to access everything, just about every feature from mobile. So that's how it works.
It's funny that you brought that up today, Christian. We can do this. Hold on. I actually attached my cell phone today.
Nice.
So you can actually look it around. You just have to change your view, but you can do your cell phone, walk around, tell everybody what you're doing. So it's real easy. You just bring it in as a secondary camera.
Yeah, you simply just send that guest link. Yeah, the invited guest link. Just send that to your mobile device, and now you have a second camera. And then the only trick you got to remember, from a mobile device or a tablet, you need to mute the mic. And you don't just do that by turning down the volume. You actually have to plug in an adapter into the bottom of it to actually trick the device to think it's muted. It's a device thing. Android or iPhone, they don't actually fully mute unless you plug in a pair of old headphones. So keep that in mind. Okay, cool. So Charles, we've got another guest coming on. We've got Sty North here. So Sty, give us a thumbs up if you're ready to come on. Awesome. Charles, go ahead and bring on Sty, and then let me figure out what his comment was. He was asking about overstreaming. How you doing, Sty?
Hey guys.
What's going on, buddy?
So Sty has a green screen, I can tell, right?
Oh, you think so? Yeah, I love it. Yeah, actually, it's a blue screen.
Okay.
There you go.
All good.
I usually, in my shows, I'm usually wearing camouflage. I'm wearing camo. Nice. So green screen doesn't work. I disappear.
Okay, that's a great point that you made. So here's another thing with the green screens. There's some green screens that you can buy that has blue on one side and green on the other side. So that's thanks for bringing that point up. It's a great point. I have my green screen that I have is blue and green. So look for that when you're getting one. It has the options. So that's a great point.
That's how I started out. I think I paid $42 for it, and I got it's a 4.5 by 6 foot oval, and that's blue and green. You can go either way, and it's only weighs about half a pound. You put a little picture hanger on the wall, and you can hang it right behind you on the wall. And with it being 6 feet wide, you got all kinds of camera angle to work with. But now I relocated, moved into a new house, and I've got a studio now. I've got an actual studio, and the whole studio is painted blue. So my blue screen is the room. I can turn my camera. I can turn my camera anywhere in the room, in the studio, and it's always there. Yeah.
Okay, so let's run that down real quick, because I'm loving the show today, because people the questions and they're just popping up and people are answering each other. I love it. So let's run down how you can do it, Christian. One, you can buy a green sheet. My first green screen, I went to a fabric company and got a green, light green sheet, and I had that up at first. You can also buy a green pop-up screen. Yeah, is another way. And they actually have what he's talking about, green screen paint.
Yeah,
they do.
So you can actually paint your wall if you're really into it. You can paint the wall that's behind you if you don't have space to put it up, and then you can do it that way as well. So there's many options of doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, and inexpensive. I was never going to go green screen or blue screen, and one day I was just messing in StreamYard, and I went to the green screen settings, and I said, "What the heck? Hit it, see what is it?" And all of a sudden, I was wearing green. All of a sudden, I'm a brick wall. Everything else is normal around me, but I'm a brick wall, and I'm going, "Oh, well, if that isn't cool, So,
I know we're gonna restart the timer, but you're bringing up all these points, and I want Christian to talk about this one, if you mind, Christian. Clothes and green screen, because he mentioned it.
Yes, that's it's a very good one, because when we had Mario on a second ago, like, so for example, his eyes had pigments. They had like green pigments, I think, or if he has green selected. So typically use green or use blue. So what you want to make sure you do is you don't wear those color clothing. So just kind of keep that in mind. And the reason that you do that is because it's because, like, I guess it's not like a typical color of like skin and whatnot. So
hold on. Let me do this. Hold on, Eric, there we go. Eric, let's go.
Oh, that looks really good. Wow.
I'm gonna put. Here we go. Eric, you're muted on your side. All right, Eric, let's go.
That's what happens when you're handling two of them. Okay, so if you put a green T-shirt, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This is just one of those cleaning cloths, right? But these are great for hiding different parts of your like, if I didn't want to show my microphone, but unfortunately it goes through. Okay, but if I have something in the background that I want to hide, I can use it. So when you're wearing a shirt, if you have a blue screen and you're wearing one of these jackets, look what's going to happen. This is going to be transparent. So make sure that you are wearing darker clothes when you're wearing a green screen, okay? And don't have anything close to the green, because then you'll be, like I said, transparent.
Yeah.
Okay, hold it up higher, like Eric. Eric, hold up higher. All right, there we go.
I'm not that ugly. Come on. Okay, in the chat, do you guys think I'm ugly? No, okay.
Thanks, buddy.
So, Sty, okay, so, and I love the fact that you're bringing up these questions. Like, we had a question from people asking, hey, should they use green or blue? Or do you have to just use green? And the fact is, it comes down to what your environment is like. The other thing, I think also, we got a great comment from JVlog saying, if you're going to go the paint route, which you talked about, go with matte versus glossy. And that's because if you've got, for example, if you've got a glossy wall, it's going to reflect that light versus a matte
one. Bounce right back into it. Yep.
The other point I want to make as well with you in your case. So I'll pick you apart just a little bit here. I love the background, by the way, and whatnot. The other thing that everyone needs to realize, like, if you're going to do a green screen and you're going to put yourself in an environment, you also want to make sure that, like, everything in that scene fits. So for example, you're in a gaming chair right now. Yeah. And it fits with your background. But if you were to put like a forest as the background, right? Or something like that, how you are positioned doesn't fit. You know what I mean?
Well, yes and no. I understand where you're going with it. You got to be a little careful of what you're using. Yeah. But there's an example.
Right. Exactly. Actually, and I'm glad you brought this up. And the reason I said like, hey, I want to like sort of pick this apart a little bit is that, you know, like in your case, that fits with your background right now when you have sty times. Looks great. And then if you're like, well, hey, I want to have a nature scene. Let's go to that nature scene you got.
Oh,
you know,
want me to go back to that?
Yeah,
let's go back to that. And let's say you had a microphone that was right in front of you, for example, that we know is attached to a boom arm, and you're in a nature scene and you're in a gaming chair. Like,
it doesn't fit because he's like, why is he sitting in a chair in a forest?
And see, I would have to adjust my lighting because of the colors of my background.
Right.
I'm getting a fuzzy edge. So yeah, you got to tweak, you know, before you do your stream. And,
exactly.
And that's one thing I found is that, you know, and I use all kinds of backgrounds like this one out at the lake, and I do, and that's what my question was about, is about my stream. Sure. This one is very common because every Sunday I do a show called Sty Story Sundays.
Right.
So I've got a library background all the time. And so, but I found that you have to be willing to tweak pre-stream. Yeah. Everything you're going to do with the blue screen or green screen, you got to make sure to get in there, get your lighting right. I use 2 umbrella studio lamps and 2 LEDs. The 2 LEDs, one on either side, to balance, so I don't have
light,
odd shadowing, and can get my skin tone fairly decent. But it's got to be tweaked there, just a few minutes before every stream.
Yeah, but I love that, you know, again, I like that we can use you as an example here, like the fact that, you know, you've got like, you do need to tweak. Like, it's not like a one stop, like, hey, I'm going to set it up. Like that's something that people need to they need to think about when they're streaming. If they're going to be like, if you're going to be like in a controlled environment, it's where you set up your studio and then nothing really changes. You come in, it's easy to join. It's easy to like keep that setup. Maybe you have to do a couple little small tweaks here and there, but it's not like you got to rebuild the whole thing because I'm mobile or things like that.
Now, I do 5 streams a week, minimum 5. Okay. And my studio, I've got 3 27-inch monitors. Got a flat screen in front of me and 2 of the curved screens on either side. I got my studio lighting, everything. Got a C-shaped studio desk. Everything's set up. And people ask me, how long does it take you to set up for your streams? And I tell them, well, I get my butt out of the living room, quit playing PlayStation, run in here and fire up 5 minutes before my stream, because you just everything.
You can't wait last minute. Anything can happen. So there you go.
That's it. Is you got to give yourself a little bit of a front end window, and then everything goes good. My question, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
For my channel, like I said, I stream 5 days a week. Sty Times is it's 3 1-hour shows, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay. And then I have a Thursday night around the campfire stream and a Sunday Sty Story Sundays.
Okay.
Now my Sty Story Sundays, that's always been pretty good. That performs quite well. Okay. I'm over about 220 Sty Stories so far on there. But I do about 150 to 200 streams a year. And I've been using StreamYards now for, I don't know, back when we didn't have any features. Right. But and I use strictly StreamYards. I'm not using OBS or anything. If I got to do camera switches, I do it within StreamYard.
Okay,
blah. Anyway, my problem is it's like, can you stream too much? Okay, I'm doing 5 shows a week, and they're scheduled. Everybody knows when they are, but it's like my audience is plateaued, flattened out, and it's actually dropped before it plateaued. And it's like it's become stagnant. But my audience keeps saying, "Oh, that's fresh. It's good. It's new. It's But
so here's this question. We're gonna answer your question. We're gonna let you go, but we're gonna ask you 2 things before we take you off, and we're gonna answer your questions.
Sure.
Is it the same show? The 3 that you do is the same show.
Side times. It's an ongoing
thing.
Yeah, it's like an ongoing talk show.
Okay. And then
it's random topics.
Random topics 3 times a week. Yeah. And they're
1 hour show.
1 hour show each show is an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna rapid fire this one before we move to our next guest. So me personally, if you're doing the same show 3 times, then cut it down. Instead of doing an hour for each show, cut them down to a lesser time to give people more of a punch. Okay, so if people are interested, and then start doing some new style and new marketing to gain new followers. See, what we tend to do is we get into a rhythm, but then sometimes we forget to change it up.
So,
you know what I mean?
So, like, compress that hour into a half-hour show.
Half an hour, 45, because you're doing it 3 times, right?
Right. They're different shows, each one of them, different topics.
Right, but each show, are you promoting it to the next show?
Yes.
Right.
At the close of every show, I have intros and outros in all my streams, and the outros I never disclose what the next topic is until the end of that show, and then that comes up in the outro as to what the next topic will be.
Yeah. But here's what I'm going to say. One, and I know Christian always says the same thing.
I do want to make sure I get in on this one. So go ahead, Charles.
Check your analytics, because
I've been watching them.
Right, and then switch your show up and check your analytics again and see where's the peak, what the times are.
And that's why I said it's plateaued. I'll get XY number of viewers after about, they peak probably about 10 minutes into the show, 10, 15 minutes. Well, that's people coming in.
Right.
It peaks up. Then it just stays flat.
Yeah.
It just stays flat.
So
I'm going to let Christian give you the last word before we move on to the next guest.
Sure.
But, so part of that, I would say, is you also need to, so analytics are going to be gold. Like, you got to look at your analytics, and you got to see, like, for example, if you're on the live stream for 1 hour, how do you get people to stay on longer? Is it like, do you need pattern interrupt, like things like that, right? So for example, like, we're doing this, and obviously, like, you'll see, like, we'll switch back to different scenes, things like that. So pattern interrupt would be one thing I would consider checking out. If your stream, unless, like, if your stream was just like us talking like this the whole time, like if it was just us talking like this the whole hour, you may want to consider adding a different element to it. But the other couple things you got to check. Yeah.
Just so you're aware, I do use overlays a lot during my show, and to give that interruption kind of,
So check out the analytics, my friend, and and we'll go from there.
And then the last piece I would tell you this. So you mentioned, like, your viewers were stagnating. Like, yes, you're going to have the people that tune in and say, hey, everything's great. So how do you go outside of that echo chamber that's basically happening? Because it's a very small, like, it's a subset of people that are watching. And then how do you go outside? So part of it is you're going to need, like, how do you market your stream? That's one thing you're going to have to look at doing. So you've got a small, like, you have people that are always tuning in. That's great. How do you get more of those people to tune in? And you're going to have to do some marketing of that. You're going to have to, like, take, for example, your full live stream and consider repurposing it, cut it up into a couple little pieces, right? And put that out on some of your social platforms. Go and engage with people on other platforms. Don't go out there with the purpose of, like, hey, go check out my show. Let them see, hey, hey, I'm Stein North. I'm like, let them see how cool of a guy you are so that they want to actually then tune into what it is you're doing. And
I am now, when I do my Sty Times, just those 3 shows. So those are, I'm doing them on YouTube and Facebook simultaneous now.
And the last piece of advice I want to give you here.
See what happens.
So YouTube, Facebook, awesome, right? The other piece of advice I want to give you, though, is you're doing all those as live streams. The other thing you need to consider doing is don't just do all live streams. Why don't you record, do a mix? Try, instead of 3 live streams a week, why don't you try 1 pre-recorded video, something that somebody's always going to want to go look up, right? And see if that brings you to see if that can encourage them to come from your pre-recorded over to watch your live stream.
I've got a project right now where I've done 215 Sty stories. Okay. I'm taking all 215, whittling them down into little 10-minute stories and doing them volume and chapter, 4 stories per video.
Yeah.
Compressing them instead of, because they're live streams, they can go 2-3 hours long, but there's only a 10 or 15-minute story in it.
Yeah,
at the front end.
So
I'm repurposing those and posting those as videos.
Yeah, try that, and also make sure you optimize those videos. And I'm gonna bring up one last comment here, and this is from Michael J, who's saying the scarcity effect. There's a, for example, there's a guy named Roger Wakefield. He's a plumber, and he doesn't go live every single week. He makes pre-recorded videos so that he gets people, he's answering their questions. So he's starting to be top of mind when people are searching for that plumbing question or something, right? And then he only goes live once a week. And what he's doing is he's getting people to see him because they're looking up, their individual plumbing question. And then they're actually saying, hey, he does a live stream, but he's not doing all live streams. So you have to find what that balance is what I'm telling you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks for the pointers, guys. You're great. I watched what.
All right, let's keep going. Let's just bring Richard in right away, and then we'll go back and answer some of the questions. Okay, we're kind of behind here we got a lot of guests coming, so thanks for waiting, Richard. Richard, if you're ready, thumbs up, buddy. Here we go.
Hello, guys. How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hello.
Good for you guys. I'm just gonna put a little bit extra, so I'm gonna put a 10-minute timer on it. There we go, and let's go.
Great. My situation is that I stream through various channels, mostly YouTube, but I want to know if there's a particular way to channel most of the comments and questions straight through StreamYard so that I'm seeing a lot of the comments. After the shows are over, I'm getting a lot of feedback through both Facebook and YouTube, but I'm finding that I am not seeing on StreamYard the fact that all of those people are watching it. Yet they are. So I'm just wondering if there's a certain technique or something that I'm doing wrong, or something that I could do better just to get people to channel straight through StreamYard so that I see the comments here.
So
okay.
Go ahead, which platform? Let's start this. Which platforms are coming in? The reason I ask is because some of the platforms, the comments. So there's 2 things. Some of the comments, depending on the destination you're streaming to, do not show up in the studio.
YouTube is most of my shows are streamed live through YouTube.
Okay, so YouTube should show up. Actually, I will tell you this. One thing you may want to check on is in your YouTube channel settings.
Mm-hmm.
Check if you have check if you have comments being held for moderation. That could be part of it. So you have the option. So when you schedule your stream from StreamYard and it goes over to your YouTube channel, you are going to want to go to your YouTube channel afterwards before you start the live stream and set up some of those parameters. You can set up the category it's going into. You can set up whether comments are held or not. You can add tags. You can optimize the title, description, all that sort of stuff as well. You can even set it for chapter markers, for creating chapter markers. Check those settings on YouTube, because I have a feeling that you may have some sort of moderation setup going on. It could be, for example, let's say you have it set up to block URLs and somebody puts a URL in. It's possible that's not the reason that's not coming over is because it's hitting that block on YouTube. So that's the first thing I check. in terms of like some of the platforms that are not coming in, for example, Twitter does not allow comments to come in. It's like they re-released their like, you know, way to connect to them, but then they did not allow you to bring comments in. So if you happen to be streaming to Twitter, you're not going to see those comments.
Okay.
They're just not going to come in. Same thing for like, it's like LinkedIn. You have to go to like LinkedIn. You actually have to go to LinkedIn and respond to comments. Facebook groups, I think, are the same way. You have to go to the Facebook group to actually respond to the comment. It's just because of the platform, the social destination, not allowing you to bring things through.
Well, is there a possibility that in the future that StreamYard could set it up so that things are filtered straight through StreamYard? Is that a possibility?
It's not. I don't think it's up to StreamYard. It's up to the platform allowing StreamYard to do A, B, and C.
Okay.
So yeah. So once Twitter switched over, they said, "Well, we'll stream, but I'm not showing you comments." So it's really up to that platform to allow it. We can't go in and say, "Hey, just make sure we see all the comments." So it depending on what they're changing up to. I would love it, my friend, myself, because sometimes you see so many people and you're like, why am I only getting 6 or 7 comments? I'm like, something's not right here. But no, it's what they're scheduled for, right? And
it also could be a user's privacy settings as well. That's another thing that could happen. So like, for example, if somebody's trying to comment and they're on Facebook, for example, or they're on YouTube, they may have their privacy settings set way too high to not allow that to come through. So you also have to kind of look at that. Like, for example, you know how you ever get like, you might see the Facebook logo and you might see the, like, you know, you see the, you know, it doesn't list the person's name and it lists like a standard Facebook graphic, right, with a silhouette. And that's because typically it's the person hasn't gone to like StreamYard.com/Facebook and authenticated or things like that. So I think it could be that. And then I also want to make sure we highlight Artist Haven had a good comment. They said they had problems too. They have the boxes checked in the settings in YouTube, but it said that, you know, StreamYard set for top chat versus live chat. So it is, like I said, it is going to be something you're going to want to go check after you schedule the stream. So schedule it, then go into YouTube and check what setting it's coming in as. The other thing you can also do on your YouTube channel is
excuse me for interrupting, but where do I check that again?
So if you go inside of, so like, for example, this live stream that we did today, before we start the live stream, we schedule it in StreamYard. It creates that over on YouTube. And then we just go into YouTube. We click on our profile photo at the top and we go into YouTube Studio. And then you're going to see you'll see videos on the side and you'll go into the videos and you'll see 2 tabs. One will be pre-recorded, one will be live. You click on live and you can go edit your specific video there. And you'll have controls to be able to adjust. And that's specific to that one video. The other thing can also do is on your YouTube channel itself, there is a settings menu and it can cover everything on your channel, almost like defaults. And so you can go set those up as well.
And one more thing, Christian, I found it the other day and it was on. Isn't there a setting where they have to authenticate themselves before they can come in and make comments?
That is also possible, actually. Let me see. Inside of StreamYard, but that's only if they join the stream. So.
Oh, okay. That's true too.
Yeah. So that's a totally different thing. But there is a guest feature under Cam Mic under guests. It'll say guests must authenticate, but that would just make the guest log in with Facebook or YouTube to be able to authenticate with the live stream.
So it's not any of your guests. It's just all your comments, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's great.
Awesome. Right. Do you have another question for us?
That's it. Thank you, guys. Great show.
Do me a favor, try it out. If you still find that, you know, you're like, hey, my comments aren't coming through, things like that, just go to StreamYard.com/contact. There's a help button and you can reach out to our support team. We have 24/7 live chat support and they can definitely help you address that as well.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
You know, I also found out, Christian, is that I don't know if everybody notices that beside the live, when you count down on your top left corner, there's that little eyeball. I don't know if everybody knew. If you go over to the eyeball and just put your cursor over the eyeball, it shows you all your streams and the numbers for each stream. Yeah. So I think that's always great. I always take screenshots of it, like what time was my highest peak, where they're streaming from, who's the mostly streaming. It shows you where all your numbers are coming from. So if you're ever streaming, go up to the top left corner, put your cursor on the eyeball, and it tells you each stream what the numbers are. All right.
Okay, so let me check the comments. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. So El Shode for Villa Maravilla is asking, are we ready for the summit on the 20th? Yes, we've got the summit coming up. StreamYard.com/SY Connect. We have the free StreamYard live stream Connect Summit coming up. So if you haven't registered for it, please be sure you do so. It's free.
Here's one, which is an easy one. We can do it real quick. It says, adding my logo on the stream. Can you enlighten me?
How about we do this? Why don't we put that in our rapid fire Q&A?
Okay.
So we'll get to that question here shortly when we do rapid fire Q&A.
There we go. Let me see. Any other ones?
So who's next? Actually, who's next in our list? Eric, who do we have next?
Okay, here we go. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
Good.
sorry, there's a delay. I'm doing great.
Good.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for everything you guys do here with StreamYard. You guys have definitely given me the confidence to go live. Makes it so easy. I've tried in the past with different other platforms, and some of them are so intensive that it almost scares you away from it. So amazing job there, and your community interaction, bringing people up on screen here, and all your other shows and all the features being updated. And I was in Expand Your Reach the past couple days, and I know you guys had a sponsorship room, and that was really amazing. Basically, really two questions here.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, we lost him.
Okay. Eric, by the way, if Wisco Ted comes back, I'm not sure where he went. If he comes back, do us a favor, send him in.
Yeah, just pop him, let him know that he's next, and just pop him back in.
Okay, let's do this. Let's you want to wait on him, Charles? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's wait on him, and then we can ask a couple of questions.
Sure.
Question number one, what did everybody get for Christmas? Did anybody upgrade their system? Put it in the chat. Did you get something new? Eric talked about that he got a new microphone. So put that into the chat. I told everybody I got the new extender cord because Christian kept saying get a cord that's longer, because every time I went to get something, I was, getting jerked around. So I got that for Christmas. Put in the chat, did you upgrade your system, upgrade your studio? Did you get anything new? Put it in the chat. Oh, there we go. You got a longer cord too, my friend. Oh, and you got the earpieces. Nice.
Yeah, I was asking Christian about that, and they actually just arrived yesterday. So this is my first day using them. So.
Awesome.
Oh man, let me see them. Hold on. Let me put you full screen so everybody can see them. Nice.
They're a little cheaper version, but they're awesome. They're clear. They're nicely hidden. And then I also, like Christian said, or like Charles said, got the nice long cord. I actually got the 10-foot one. I don't know if that's too excessive, but we'll see.
Not at all, actually. Not at all.
Which earpiece did you get?
Oh, it was more of a $20 one. I'd have to look into.
Is it the Me?
Yes. The clear one. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I use. So there it is right there. Those are the ones that. Yep. It's easy. It goes in, it hooks over, and they tighten, and then you got that drawstring to pull it tight. Yep, and hook onto your back.
Behind me.
Yeah. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, and these were only like $20. They're so nice. I mean, it's not going to be exceptional sound quality like a Bose or like Sennheiser and all those, but for live streaming, if you're not doing like music production, that type of stuff, these work amazing. And I was just getting so sick of with my AirPods. They would always connect to my phone, and then I'd have to connect them to my computer and then log off and log on. And I was like,
yep. Christian always talks about that all the time, that you put those pods in and they're trying to find the signal. It's not the right signal. So yeah, man.
And then it would lose signal, lose battery, whatever. So
all right. So they're a great gift. All right.
Okay, so you had two questions for us, right?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, cut out.
No worries.
Lighting. And it was kind of funny that Eric was talking about the Elgato, because I have a Yeti Nano microphone, and I use Voice Meter. I've been toying with Voice Meter and sound effects and that type of stuff. But I'm pretty, hopefully my voice sounds good. I'm pretty confident with that. I got a Sony ZV-E10 for Christmas, but now I really want to upgrade kind of my lighting and really where my lights are kind of put in my studio. I have I think they're like $50 newer LED boxes here. I'll do a little overhead here. You can kind of see one back in the corner here. And there's really two. There's one up here, and then there's one over here on the side. So just kind of been toying with lighting and seeing how that all looks there. Here, I'll go back to my other one. So really I almost want to invest in maybe a bigger softbox or something. Maybe get a different angle or throw a different lighting on there.
Is it lighting for visual or lighting for background effects? What are you going for?
Probably visual. More
to me right now, and I could be wrong. Yeah, your color looks good. So I'm trying to figure out, why do you want to change anything? Like the green in your hat is like it's popping. I can see the green in your hat. I can see everything behind you. I can see the sign, the water bottles. It's faded out because the camera angle, it looks good. Yeah. It's just the only thing I would suggest, and maybe Christian, you can help me with that, is angle them so the shadows are not there. The lighting is nice, but you're
getting a hard light. Yeah, exactly. So you're basically getting a hard light because you're either too far from the wall or it's the direction. It's basically your light could be like hitting you directly. And so therefore, like you may need some additional fill light.
So for right now, I'll tell you, if you put your arm down for a second, what I'm seeing the shadow of your chair from your light looking at you. Behind you, there's a big shadow where your name is. If you look where your name is on the screen.
Oh, yeah, down here.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that your mic? What's it hitting?
I don't know. And then if you look down where your desktop is, underneath that sign, it says in progress. Recording in progress. There's a shadow down there near the floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes from my fill light, probably.
Right. So to me, your lights are great. I just think you need to go position them so you eliminate shadows.
Yeah, and that's what I've been kind of toying with here is, do I have this one straight in front of me, and then I think this fill light over here is what's giving me a shadow. So I'm almost thinking if I have a third one, maybe up and to the left over here, well, maybe that might eliminate it a little bit.
For me, I always like to put fill lights higher up.
Okay.
So I always put fill lights higher up because what it does is it separates you from your background. So if you can
put this one over here
higher up, then it blends across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it takes away the shadow because your chair where it was, it's going across the back of your chair.
Gotcha.
So here's a couple of tricks that I usually do. The great thing about StreamYard is you can pop yourself on screen and take screenshots. Take screenshots of yourself and then just look at the picture and go, okay, I need to move this. Oh, there's still a shadow. Take another screenshot and keep looking at yourself before you go live, and you can see where all the shadows are.
Definitely.
And there's some really good feedback actually from our viewers, by the way. So for starters, Michael J is saying, shadows. So that's obviously the key thing. Bob Farnham's got some good advice. He's saying you can light the back wall so the shadows go away.
That's good. Yeah.
So for example, you can light them. So one way would be to shine some light up potentially. Like for example, from the floor, you could have something going up, for example, kind of like, okay. So for example, you see, I have a lamp right here. Like I have my light going down. That's because it's a desk lamp, but you could put some sort of floor light as well that's filling up, right? So then that way it's sort of getting rid of the shadow potentially. Right. So, awesome. You've also got Michael J saying, hey, you could use a higher luminance of white light. That's also possible. Again, lots of really good feedback here. Bob Farnham saying, again, you need fill light. And your fill light could be like, it could be white light. For example, I've got these like LED strips. And the thing I want to do on my setup is I want to actually fill the wall more so that it doesn't look like so like bland, right? In your case, like you could do the same thing if you have a fill light. Like you could buy like there's, for example, there's lamps that, they're like, pushing that light up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would then, I think, fill up your light there. Charles, you got something to say? I think Charles is trying to say something.
Nope, I was talking to my lighting to show them all the different, you can change it for the background as well. Because I like that idea. Instead of getting rid of the shadows, you can uplight your background to give it some color. So behind me, I have LA strip lights all running through the back just to wash my background as well.
And we're getting lots of, by the way, you're getting so many tips from everyone here in the comments. Kalisha like saying, hey, light from the bottom up or up to the bottom in your back. Yeah. Like, so for example, that way, like the top could still be there. You can go with Charles's look where he's basically filling the whole, like, I bet if he turned that off, it would look like stark, like it would just be like a normal color. Right. So you have that as an option. Michael J's giving you some suggestions about reflecting off the ceiling as well. Again, something to create that cast of light.
Yeah, if anyone's got suggestions for great lighting, I mean, even more budget friendly maybe, but it's awesome.
Another option you could also go with, this is a good one, using black fabric to make the backdrop black on the wall. Yep, that basically makes everything go away. That's a very simple option, actually. Just literally put a black curtain up.
Yeah.
And question for you is, the lights you have, are they higher up or straight?
These lights?
Yeah.
They're straight across, and then I got one that's higher up, probably a foot above my head over the monitor right here.
Yeah, so I always like, if you look at studio lights, like I do a lot of productions on stage shows and everything, the light should always be higher up and gazed over you than hitting you directly. So you see that one right there, it's too close and too harsh. So it's going to give you those shadows because there's nothing to bounce it off and to fade it in and change your lighting. So if you go, let me see, was Eric's light there for a second. Eric, where did you go? So like, I'm going to bring Eric's in here for a second. So see, Eric has the panels higher up coming down and gazed on him over his overhead. And I think Christian, let me bring Christian in. If you look at Christian's lighting, you can't tell where it's angled because see how it's filling the whole, all of him.
And I'm literally just using a ring light. It's a big 18-inch ring light, but it's above me. It's above me, and then I have it so it's like this, and then it's angled down. And then what that's doing, so when it's angled down like this, what it's doing is it's washing me in light.
Yes.
And then I can, for example, in this case, it lets me change I can go from like white to like an orange color if I want to. It doesn't allow me to do like color, for example, but there are some like that as well that have color options. But it lets me go from like a cool blue for the light, depending on really whatever's going to work. So, I mean, personally, I think your overall lighting is good. I think getting rid of some of those shadows would be like ideal if you wanted to.
Definitely. No, I appreciate that. I know lighting is a key one too when it comes to it, and thinking about maybe even upgrading or whatever, but a lot of great feedback. I appreciate the chat too.
Yeah, and it's simple. If you just, like I said, just take your time, because that's what I had to do. I constantly had to keep changing it because I had because of this bald head of mine. I had it. When you're learning, they always say put the light behind your camera. So I had it behind my camera, but when I did that, it was just beaming right in my head. So all you saw was a reflection right off of here. So I'm like, okay, I need to, get the light more, and I can even change it because I have it different positions. So let me turn this bad boy off for a second, just to show you what Christian was talking about. If I just turn it off, there it is. That's depending on your lighting that you use. So
and I like Michael J sharing some really good comments with everyone, and that's all about experimenting. Like you are gonna just need to experiment with some things. In your case, and I like the point that Charles made as well about take a screenshot, like put yourself full screen, for example. Take a screenshot of yourself, look at how you look, and then so like look at your screenshot and say, okay, well, I have this shadow happening here. Why is that happening? Let me move that light, right? and then let me adjust this other one. Because you basically have the same thing I had happen when I put my ring light up initially. It was directly going straight towards me. And then what I did was I moved it up higher and tilted it down and eliminated a lot of that shadow that's there. So
love that. Yeah, those shadows can be kind of distracting too to the viewer. So
yeah. Overall, I think the camera looks great. I think, you know, just adding some accent lights and things like that think about it like this. You've got a hard shadow coming in. How do you combat that hard shadow? You need additional light to come in and help with that. I don't know if you've checked out the Elgato like key lights. Those are they're super slim and they put out a lot of light, by the way. So I don't know if you've had a chance to check those out. Yeah,
I've heard of them. I've looked at them a little bit.
So here, I'm gonna put one on. I have one set up right now, and it's on. This is like 10% of the light power.
Oh wow!
And so that might be something to consider getting if you want to go that route. And I'll show you how thin they are. So this is the Elgato key light. This is basically the key light panel. And they're super, super thin. And you can, and the great thing about these is you can mount them different ways. So you can mount them this way. You can mount them. They actually have holes on the bottom of them right here, right in the middle. So so you have one of those on each side. And what you can do is you can put these, they have a mount that they come with as well. And they clamp to the back of your desk. And you simply just clamp it on. And then you can control them via your software. You could, for example, if you wanted to fill in part of like a certain part, right? Like these don't have to be directed to you as well. They could be directed into a corner, for example, or something like that. And then the benefit there would be, it would act as that fill light that you need. So again,
and those clamp to the desk and they go pretty high.
Yes. So this comes with it. This is, by the way, so they seem like they're expensive, but you normally would buy this separately. This is their mounting system. But yeah, it clamps to your desk. And then it's a steel bar, and then it has a ball head on it that you could repurpose these as well for other things. And they go pretty high. Let me see. Let me just undo this. And I don't think you're really going to need to go very high with them, but they do go pretty darn high. They are almost, actually, I'll tell you right now, my desk is about 6 feet long, and they're almost, give or take, maybe they're 5.5 feet, I guess, this bar. But you don't need that much. So
yeah, I have a Ulanzi stand that has 3 arms on it. It's pretty great for my desk, and especially living in an apartment here. So
yeah, and then basically you just screw them on with this, and then there you go. So
awesome.
All right,
awesome.
buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. All your community and how much you involve us is crazy. So keep up the awesome work.
So listen, when you make the changes, come back. We want to see what you've done, what you've changed up. We want to see you come back.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later. All right, let's check some of those comments. So Christian, you got 2 of them. So you're just using one right now?
Yeah, because I took one of them down. I'm in making some adjustments to my setup.
There you go.
Yeah, so I've got just one, and I have again, the other one's not even turned on. So they're super powerful lights. Again, a lot of people think they need to buy multiple ones. Like if you want to light your whole room, yes, buy multiple ones, direct some of them into a corner, for example, maybe have one coming at you, for example, and then use the other one. Again, you could have 2 coming in to kind of wash you on one side and wash you on the other. Cause if you only have one, you're going to get a hard light on one side of your face. So that's why you have 2 to kind of fill that light. And then you have maybe a third one to help fill the background a little bit or something. So lots of really good tips being shared here, by the way. So I want to thank our community for tuning in and just giving us so many really good tips for Wisco TED. So
there you go. We got a veteran here. I'm going to bring him on. JP.
Actually, AU's next, actually, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go AU, then we'll go to JP. So stay tuned. AU, you ready? Give me some thumbs up, buddy. All right, let's go.
Oh, hello.
Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in, and thanks a lot for sticking around with us backstage. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So my one question, and I know you probably got a bunch of people backstage waiting, so I'm gonna get to it quick, and then
Absolutely.
I'll hop off to
Okay.
get the next one. But I've just started streaming, and my question is does StreamYard have any plans for making it possible for people on the panel to post chat while streaming?
So are you asking? Okay, so let me look real quick. So
Like,
yeah,
if I'm on here and I wanted to post something to the chat on YouTube, I have to go completely out of StreamYard and then go to YouTube to post.
That's
Right.
I'm
correct.
just wondering if StreamYard has any plans for making it possible for people right in the stream to post comments to chat.
So at the moment, the guest actually has to go to the platform and make those comments. The only way that someone would be able to do that is if they're like part of your team and you've got that connected as a destination.
Yeah, see, like I have another friend that I partnered up with streaming that we do Mondays and Thursdays. It's just we do interviews with other YouTubers, and it would be cool to have them be able to drop their links and post their stuff in chat. It's just right now we're doing all that.
So, like Christian said, are you using Teams or are you using it as how you bringing them in?
Well, I've been posting the chat, like the link in chat, and then people would come in that way, or I would save, like we set everything up beforehand, like a couple days ahead of time. And me and my streaming partner get on there and talk what we're going to go through, what the questions are. And then after that, we'll contact the person that we're interviewing, send them private chat with the link that they can come and join us. And then after that, we'll post the link in chat for after we're done with the interview. If anybody else in chat wants to jump in, talk about their channel, or hang out. And
so you want your partner to be able to post?
No. When we have guests come in to be able to post.
The guests be able to post. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the way I would typically do that is, so for starters, at every plan you get 2 free seats on StreamYard Teams. So like you take up 1 seat, and then you could have your guest, for example, take up that second seat. And then at that point, you could actually, once they're there, you could have them add their destinations. And then that's going to be the only way for them to be able to comment necessarily. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then what you'd be able to do is, for example, here, let me share this screen actually, so we can just kind of go through this. So basically what you would do is you would go into like you'd add the person, to your, as a destination, right? Or sorry, you'd add the person to your team, give them the right permissions. And then what you would do is, once you've given them the permissions, for example, I'm going to go into here. Let's see, go. So then I would go into comments, and then if, like, let's say I've selected Facebook and like YouTube as examples, right? There will be an option down here that will say all, and you just simply click on it and you can switch between like what channel you're posting to. So, you know, that's, I'd say have the moderator, like, either do the responding or encourage your guests to have their own YouTube channel open, like responding to the comments. That's what I actually have right now. Right now I have my own YouTube channel open. So like if people tag me, I can respond directly to this stream through the YouTube channel.
And I'm doing that as well. So saying hi to everybody, welcome them into the show. I'm doing it on another page as well.
And see, that's why, like, my streaming partner, he's got the computer set up and everything like that. Everything I'm doing is for my cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I have my partner usually set up with posting links or dropping stuff in chat. But it would be cool to have the guests be able to comment and talk to people in chat as well. That's
So
what I was
do me a favor.
thinking.
Can you submit that to us as a feature request at StreamYard.com/contact?
Yes, I can do that.
So do me a favor, submit. I mean, it's a good suggestion. I don't have control over the roadmap, but it's a good suggestion. And so I'd say, like, submit it there, StreamYard.com/contact. There's a submit suggestions form, and just tell our development team about it. And then they can, like, I'm sure we've actually had a lot of people ask for the same feature. So they go through the list of features and see, okay, well, there's a lot of people asking about this. And then they go from that perspective. So.
Well, thank you. That answered my questions. It was an awesome hanging out with you guys. I learned a lot from watching the streams, and it's definitely given me a lot to think about.
Well, I hope you come back. We do this the first and third Saturdays every month, and I think our next show would be, let me see, our next show would be February 5th, I think. Yeah, so we'll be back on February 5th. So awesome! Thanks so much for joining us for this and asking a really good question.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Later, everybody.
Bye. Okay, so we've got another person wants to join us. JP wants to join us. He's got a question. Eric, what was JP's question?
Here we go.
How we doing, JP?
Okay, guys. Well, thank you. Before I start the question, I'm looking at something kind of curious here on your stream. We've got 68 watching and only 49 likes. Can we get that to 50 likes? Get it up there. Get it up there. Get it up
Very
there.
good. Yes. Do us a favor, if you've enjoyed this stream so far, give us a thumbs up and
JP, you're the best. Trust me. JP's always JP's always watching it. Going, wait a minute. So many people here. Hold on. Wait. All right, JP, what's going on?
Do you want the question first or do you want the comments first?
Question.
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to do the question? Okay. I recently hosted a live stream and it went off the rails.
What do you mean by that?
The people in the comments were insulting each other, and then one of my guests turned around and started insulting one of the commenters. And I'm like, I like you both. I really do. I like you and I like you. But don't be doing that on my stream.
Okay. So the question, what's the question before I jump into this? What's the question?
How are we going to kind of filter out some of the, how do we vet who we are going to guest?
Okay, so
and Eric's doing a good job.
Yeah, two things. One, having a back end person, right? Kind of, finding out who they are, what their comment's going to be, putting it in there. That's number one. Number two is, like Christian said, you can actually go into your settings on all platforms and put in keywords that do not show up. So you can actually go in and say, okay, if anybody types this, it's blocked. If anybody says this word, it's blocked. So you can actually go into different settings and do that way.
Let's say, Charles, I agree with you on all of your points, but Christian, I'm going to call you out on this. Okay. And that starts a fight.
Well, here's
that's
the thing.
A comment fight. That's
right. But here's the thing about
welcome to YouTube.
Right, but here's the beauty of it, right? Don't forget, you have the ability on StreamYard, if it gets a little too racy, violent, or anything, you can cut them off and block them.
Okay.
Remember, there's a block feature on there. Like when you let somebody go, if they come on and they keep popping on, you can bring them on and push the block button, and you can block them from your stream.
Can you show us how to use that?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull this up.
Because that is a new feature.
So actually, it's not new. It's always been there, but I don't think a lot of people realize when you say remove or block, it's in there as well. I found it by accident. I had a guess, and he was on too early, so I was just removing him because I didn't have enough space, and I almost hit the block.
Okay, now I have no audio.
There we go.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now, buddy.
Okay, I've got the inception. I've got double audio. So
yep.
Okay, so this is what you're gonna see. And so let's
hold on, let me mute myself as well. JP, mute yourself for a second, and I'll mute myself and let Christian do it.
Okay, do I have it? I think I have it. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of windows and there's people and okay. So what I was basically showing people is that if you want to block somebody, and I'm not going to actually block them, but I'm going to just show you the motion. So I've gone under comments, and let's say I wanted to block this person, this YouTube person. I'd simply click the 3 dots and I get the ability to put them in timeout, or I can choose to block the user. So a lot of times what I would do is I would put them in timeout. And then if I determine, hey, they're still doing the same thing after 15 minutes or so, I may block them at that point. And same thing here. If it's on Facebook, I can block the user as well or delete their comment. So that's how you do that.
Let's see if I can come back in now.
Yeah, you guys should be good now. Sorry.
There we go. So
sorry for the audio there.
No worries, Kirsten. That was fantastic. So here's the beauty of StreamYard again. I always tell everybody, play around with it because that feature was always there. Like since I've started, I don't know, it's always been there that you have the ability to mute, block, put them on timeout. You know, like like your little kid, you've done wrong. Go in the corner, think about it, give you a timeout, calm them down. Because remember, you control everything. So if they're getting real bad, people do get heated. Comments do get heated. Just put them both on timeout, so they calm down and they come back and say, okay, take control of your show again. But if they're really going at it, and they're starting to get a little racy or a little bad comments, then yeah, block them. They'll get the hint.
That was actually Christian. That was actually the information I was looking for. It was kind of buried there a little bit because I always have. There was another one on previously. I always have dual windows open, so I have the StreamYard and the YouTube open because of the comments. Right? So I would do the administration on the YouTube side, but I'm happy to, find out that it's available on the StreamYard side.
Yeah, so it's definitely there, and there's some really good comments as well, actually, that we have from people on this. So, let me see if I can find this real quick. So Patty Lang makes a really good comment. She's been on the show before. She says, at that point, you have to be the captain of the ship and set the tone and define the boundaries of what's allowed or isn't. Like, I think that's excellent advice. Like, that's one thing where you just need to it's your stream. So, for example, if people are on your stream and they're arguing and bickering and things like that, you control the stream. If you have guests on that do that, and then let's say you decide not to do it, right? You decide not to be like, let me put my foot down and, kind of put an end to this. People might see that, and guess what? They're not going to look at it and say, whoa, it's their guest. They're going to say, oh, well, it's the person running the channel. Or in this case, running the stream. They're going to look at you versus saying, oh, well, the guest is the problem here. They may side with the guest, but they're going to then say, very likely, well, JP needs to do a better job of moderating, right?
Exactly. And I was attacked. I lost, I think about 100 subs from that one live stream. And because 2 people were bickering and the audience doesn't want to see it.
Yeah.
Right. And here's the other thing. This is another thing why, again, this is a lot of the reasons why you need to do a tech check with somebody. So for example, you can have both of them on at the same time. And I mean, there are going to be moments where if you're talking about a controversial topic, things like that people might disagree, and that might be good for the show. But you got to get it. You don't want to let it get to the point where it messes up your show. And Michael J. Again, Michael, I want to say you've got some really good feedback and comments on this week's show. He's saying learn to moderate and control the situation in a benevolent manner. Yep. And I would say this. I mean, don't be afraid to put somebody in timeout. Hella Base is saying, you can put users in timeout for 5 minutes on YouTube. So you can put them in timeout. Eric, do you have any advice you want to share?
Yeah.
Was Eric just picking his nose?
No, I was fixing my glasses. Yes, I was fixing my glasses.
It's good for streaming comments. There you go. So, but here, before Eric times in, don't forget everything as well. You have the mute button. Like, this is one thing I love about StreamYard. If someone's talking and I don't like that you do, just mute them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just stop it right then and there, mute them out and say, hey, slow down. That's not the show for this. I'm going to unmute you. If you can't respect my show, then I'm going to ask you politely to leave and I'm going to kick you out from my stream. Yeah. And people will respect you as the host. And sometimes people are like, oh, okay, I don't want to look like a bad guy getting kicked out. Okay, let me calm down a little bit. Yeah. So sorry, Eric, go ahead.
No, two things. So remember, if you have some friends that help you out, make them moderators on your YouTube channel. Okay, that's number one, so that you don't have to do all the heavy lifting. Number two, like everybody's been saying, make sure that you moderate, that you set the tone, that you say, this is not acceptable in here, and that you use the ban, the kick, the timeout. We had a stream just about 3 weeks ago where, because we do cybersecurity stuff, we had what we call sock puppets, a bunch of people with different accounts. And as we were banning one, someone would come back in and start saying something. So we had 3 moderators, myself and the host, and we were just banning people almost the entire show. So we made the announcement, but make sure you control that. Okay.
Yeah, good points. Good points.
Yeah, usually I do control it. Like I've got 5 moderators, but their job is really easy because I'm quick on the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm quick on the trigger.
And things like this is going to happen. And then, you learn from it. That's the key thing that I always tell everybody. Learn from it and you go, okay, how can I make sure this doesn't happen again? How can I bring back those followers? How do I let them know that it's a safe place to come join my stream, that they can feel comfortable? Everybody's welcome. And then you just, let them know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, JP.
Well, thank you. And I hope you guys have a good night.
All right. We'll see you later, pal.
Take care, man.
All right. JP. Yeah, I like how JP brought that up, because people don't know that you do have the power. You have all the power when you are hosting your show. Ban, pause, mute, delete, bring back, set your tone. So it's great. All right, we got some more people in the background. I think Eric is supposed to be coming up next, but I don't see Eric on screen yet. So Eric, when you're ready, just come on screen. We'll see you, and then we'll go from there.
Actually, I think it's Yusuf, right? Don't we have Yusuf? Do we have?
Yep.
No. Yusuf is not going to be joining us tonight. So, okay. But yeah, let's finish strong here. So
awesome. So it's Q&A time, right? Rapid fire Q&A.
Yep. Let's go.
And then we're going to do a giveaway as well. So,
all right.
Awesome. So we got rapid fire Q&A, and basically this is, so if you have any questions you want us to answer, do us a favor, put them in the chat. Put a Q in them. Put a Q with them. We've been collecting all of the questions that you've been asking, by the way, during the stream. So I hope that, hope everybody stuck around. Got some really good ones lined up, I think. So Eric, definitely. I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. So the way that we're going to do this today is I'm going to read the questions, let Charles and Christian answer the questions. You've got 30 seconds for each question. So let's roll through them. Okay.
He said 30 seconds, Christian.
30 seconds. Come on. We've got 40 some questions.
Okay. So how do I schedule? Okay. So Eric, you're reading these. Okay.
How do I schedule my...
Hold on. Do we have a 1 minute timer on this, Christian? We don't have 1 minute in there, do we?
No. Go ahead. You already burned up like 30 seconds. So go ahead.
Yeah. Next question. No. Okay. How do I schedule my event, and how do I remove the watermarks or add my logo?
So
Christian, go.
Scheduling an event. Are you asking about scheduling a Facebook event? What you have to do for that is you have to set up a live stream in StreamYard. That's going to be what would typically get streamed out to like a Facebook page. And then in Facebook, you have to go to the Facebook page and create a separate event. So Facebook does not make it easy. You have to set up the event. Then you have to take the link from your StreamYard dashboard that's for Facebook and put that in your Facebook event. So there's a spin key, there's all sorts of stuff. So it's not straightforward.
And then go into your brand tab where you see logo and you see puddles. There's a little space there. Click on it and you can put any logo you want. And then you can put that as your logo. Boom. Next.
All right. Next question. Can you add sound effects and music to StreamYard with the Wave software like you can with Voicemeeter? Go.
Yes. So
yes.
What you do is you would first download the Wave 3 mic that Eric is using, for example, comes with a separate piece of software. You do need the Wave mic to use it, and it has the ability to add in audio sources. So what you do is you would add your audio source to that, and it shows up in a panel, and you'll see, for example, your main computer feed. You'll see, like, let's say it was free. Let's say it was copyright-free music off Spotify, because there is that on Spotify. You would have that as well, and you'd be able to bring those two into the Wave software.
All right. Next question. Do teleprompters work with webcams?
I
Yes.
think they could. You're
Yes
gonna have to.
and-
Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Yes and no, because it depends on the brand and the teleprompter you buy. The screen is big enough. There's two. I use when I first started. There's a cell phone version. There's an app on your cell phone. So if you have a mount, you can actually mount your cell phone beside your webcam and then put it in, and then the teleprompter goes in your cell phone. So that's my go around. If you look in your phone, there's apps, teleprompter apps, and put the little hook on beside your webcam, and you're looking straight at your webcam at your cell phone, and there's the teleprompter.
All right. Next question. What do you do if your internet goes down while you're amidst the stream?
Good one. Okay, so one thing to remember, if your internet goes down, I would first off be calm, like be super calm, like big deal, it goes down, right? It is going to keep running, by the way. So your stream is going to keep running until there's a certain time limit, but it will keep running.
I think it was like 25 minutes or something like that we looked into. I think.
Yeah.
I could be mistaken.
So it does keep running. And then the other thing also, like if that does happen, here's what I would do. I would grab my mobile phone, log into StreamYard.com, and I can manage the stream. I can even join it from my mobile device.
Correct.
So that's the other thing I would do. The third thing would be if you have a moderator. For example, if Eric and I were working on something, I would message Eric through a messaging app, whether it's Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever, and then I would also be like, "Hey, Eric, my internet went down. Can you run the stream?" And let him run the stream.
So that's the number one thing. Be calm, and just go. We're both on cell phones, so we can kick over at any time and continue and switch scenes and do all that stuff from our cell phones. So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the number one thing that Christian said was, don't panic. Number one thing.
Nope. All right. More than 30 seconds. Come on.
Okay. Yep.
You see, that's the moderation. That's the moderation. Okay. So I guess Don is asking about, will viewers watching appear in the live broadcast, their names? And I think this is for the comments.
So they'd only appear. So for starters, if they were commenting and they've gone to StreamYard.com, like depending on the location you're streaming to, like, for example, if they're streaming to, like, I think it's Facebook group, they have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and authenticate, because Facebook wants to actually have you authenticate so that they are allowed to display your name and your photo. If you don't, it just says like
Facebook user.
Yeah. So what was the question again? So that's one way. The other way is if you want to see who the person is that's watching, you can see it, by the way, if they engage with your content, you can go in the top corner of your live stream in the studio and you'll see likes and hearts and things like that. You can actually see a rough idea of who is tuning in there. And then you can also go back to the actual live stream on the channel and see that.
Okay. Can I stream multiple social media accounts at once?
Charles, you want to take that?
Can you stream? Like, can you stream
Can you-
two? Is that what he's
Two.
asking? Two?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. StreamYard. When I go live, I'm going to Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn all at the same time.
Absolutely. And again, it also depends on the plan you're on. So if you're on like the free plan, it's like, I think, one destination. But if you want to it's called multi-streaming. If you want to stream to multiple channels, you simply just set up your broadcast, select the destinations, and then start your broadcast, and it will push it out there. Now, if you want to stream to sites like Amazon Live and things like that are not a standard destination, you're going to have to set those up as custom RTMP, but you can stream to those. Comments will not show up because they are custom RTMP.
Yeah. So right now, real quick, we are streaming to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different locations right now.
Okay. What's
All
next?
right. So the next question, why is it that when the network is not so good, it affects the sound in StreamYard?
Okay. So the network, if the network's not good because it's the internet based and your sound and depending on how you're using it. Me, I'm using a mixer. So my sound's going to be different. But if you're going through your computer, say you're just using a webcam or anything like that, if the internet's choppy, your sound's going to be choppy. Okay, so that's number one right there. So check if you have a good bandwidth and you're going straight into your computer, like a laptop or something, and you're using right there. Remember, it's all connected.
Can you bring that question up again, Eric?
I unstarted.
So I think they're asking about like choppy, like audio.
Choppy audio issues because of network.
Yeah. So if you happen to have like, so the other thing is we always encourage people to hardwire over Ethernet.
Yes.
That's going to give you the most consistent stream. For example, if you're joining on a cell phone, cell phones a lot of times don't have like you're going to get some really good signal and then really low signal. So what's happening is it creates packet loss. So if your internet, for example, if it's on a phone or a laptop and you're using like Wi-Fi and your internet's not strong enough, it doesn't matter what you play, it still has to get to the internet. And so if your internet is not strong enough, what will happen is it will drop packets, which will then, it's basically data loss. And so that's why you might end up getting choppy audio.
But so do you mean, Christian, my signal isn't great right now?
Exactly. So again, key thing is to make sure that, make sure you have adequate internet. In terms of upload speeds, things like that, 4 to 6 megabytes of upload speed is the minimum recommended amount. It's always better to have more because you got to look at.
Sorry, Christian. The worst thing is you'll see Christians speaking, but then his head and mouth is not matching because it's trying to catch up to your voice and to your movements as well. So Christian, I know it's more than 30 seconds, but can you tell everybody the bandwidth again?
It's 4 to 6 megabits per second upload speed. So you can go to fast.com and check that. And on fast.com, it'll run an initial check, but there is an option at the bottom that says show more info. Yes. And that's where you can see the upload speed, and you want to check your upload speed. Again, if your internet is not strong, I'd consider contact my ISP, my internet service provider. See if you can get the business plan, for example, if streaming is something you do quite a bit. So, okay.
All right, this one's an easy one. Where can we find the 5-minute timer?
Well, let's see. So we have that assets folder. I'm going to put a link to the January ones. So knowledge and relationships, check out the January assets. And there's also ones for like other prior months. So there's December, November, October, I think all the way back to August. And there is a timer in there. What you will do with it is you will download it, and then you will go under the brand tab and go under logo, and you will upload it there. There's a plus sign. You select the file from your hard drive, and then that will let you turn that feature on and off. And it basically will just run. And then when it gets to the end, it'll actually loop and play again.
Just like when I'm clicking away right now. So puddles, timer, puddles, timer. There you go.
All right. So there's 2 questions with this similar topic here coming up about chat elements and streaming to other platforms. So integrate chat elements from other platforms like Odyssey, and Stephanie asks, what about TikTok and the streaming to those platforms?
Cool. So let's take the first one. The first one is like different stream elements. So if it's a feature, what you may need to do is just submit a feature request to us for integrations with other third-party services. It depends on if the service offers the integration. So
Right.
Odyssey, for example, I'm not sure if that's a platform or an actual element. If it's a platform, you could integrate it with StreamYard by looking up Odyssey and RTMP. And then if they have RTMP, as you're adding a destination in StreamYard, you will then just simply add it as a destination, and it'll ask for the stream key and the stream URL. And once you've entered that, you can then select that destination. It will stream out to those channels. In terms of TikTok, I'm also going to answer the same question. TikTok and Instagram. TikTok and Instagram do not support streaming outside of their platform.
Nope.
So I will say this, there are third-party workarounds, and I wouldn't even call them workarounds because they will get your channel. They can get your channel banned just by connecting to them.
Yep.
So they don't allow streaming outside of that. So you have to do any streaming to Instagram or TikTok has to be done through their app. So what a lot of people will do is this. They will take so like I've got my current live stream set up. They will take their Instagram or their TikTok account. They will have a separate phone set up next to them at a different angle, and the audio is running maybe into a mixer or something, and they will be streaming here and have the second camera open as well and stream there as well.
And that is, in my opinion, that is the safest bet to do it that way. I know there's other platforms that allow you to bring it in, but why take a chance to ruin your stream?
Correct.
Why get banned? Why get locked off? Why lose your 10,000 followers? Not worth it.
All right. So can you make a dashboard to monitor all the platforms from within the browser, a Twitter browser, a YouTube browser window, kind of in a dashboard?
That's a good feature request, actually. So StreamYard.com/contact. Here's what I would do for this. I would set up I talked about like monitors and things like that, right? I would actually set up a monitor. Like this is how I kind of have this one right now. I have open in a separate window on a separate screen, a YouTube channel. And Eric, I think you have a different view of this, right? Like, yeah. So let's look at Eric's setup here. I'm going to add this one. So Eric, do you want to walk through kind of your setup, what you have going on here?
So right now I have and sorry for the mess, guys. I have the YouTube stream going right there, the back room, and the main room over here. Okay, so I'm monitoring all of our different channels that we're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, and so to answer that question, yeah, I mean it's possible, but for the most part, I mean, I think right now, if it were me, I would just say set up multiple basically have multiple windows open on a separate screen so you can monitor a lot of that.
Okay.
Because again, yeah.
So the next question's here for Charles. Because they would like StreamYard to have more transition tools for video clips and screen shares, since it's just hard cuts. And you have been showing us a lot of good stuff today. So show us your transition there.
So what I'm using is, and someone asked a question about OBS. I brought OBS into StreamYard. That's why, again, I love StreamYard. When you go into your camera view, when they set it up in the beginning, ask you what camera one you want to use, I selected OBS. So in OBS now, I have the stream deck, and I can go from channel 1, channel 2, and just do some nice transitions. And you set that. What are called stingers. Stingers are what gives you that little fade in, gives you a different avenue and fade back out. They're called stingers. So I'm using OBS in StreamYard, and I'm just bringing in different camera angles. Excellent question. Yeah. And another way you can also add some transitions. So for example, if you have an ATEM Mini, you could also, it has the ability to have transitions when you're transitioning to different camera angles or different sources. So for example, if I had multiple camera angles up, I can simply, there's a button I can push on here to switch the camera angle, but I can also make it do things like, nothing like super like fancy, like it does like a wipe, a push, things like that as well. So that's another option. Okay. Eric, what's up?
All right. How do you change who is on the big screen when there are 3 people? As a matter of fact, in the back room and in the chat, we've had this question a couple times. When we switch to the spotlight view, how do you change it? So like this, I think he's talking about, like that? Correct.
So on the bottom, you have all those different angles of, different chapters. So side by side, angles, spot view. You know, even if you're doing a shared screen, there's ability to share screen and have people rotate. But the number
So
one
stop
thing
there. Stop there. And now put me in the big chat.
which I was just about to say, which I love about it, drag and drop. That's how easy it is. So, and it can happen on any view. So all three of us, I want to be in the middle. I just drag and drop. Okay. You can do it on any view, drag and drop. On any view, just drag and drop.
All right. This is an interesting question that keeps on coming up, and it is there a way to multi-stream to 2 YouTube channels at the same time?
Yeah, so the easiest way is going to be to add that channel as a destination. And so, for example, one way would be to add them to so go to StreamYard.com/teams. You know, your plan you get 2 people on your team, you and somebody else. So for example, let's say I was streaming with Charles, and I was like, hey, Charles, like separate outside of here. And I was like, hey, Charles, you know, can you stream to your channel as well? So I can make him an admin of the account, have him add his destinations, and then I could then remove his permissions as well at that point if I didn't want him to be an admin anymore, but I would have his destination added. So therefore, if I want to stream there, all I do is select my YouTube channel, his YouTube channel, and then start the stream, and it will push out to those channels. So that's going to be the best way to do it. Yeah.
Is this on the blogs? Is there a blog post for this?
Yep. And you can also, if you also trust the person like on a regular, then for me, I trust Christian. I would make Christian an admin, like on my Facebook page. He can't change anything. He's an admin. And then when he goes into his backend, he just adds my destination. And then he just clicks on my Facebook as well. And there you go.
I don't think we have a blog post on that just because it's a pretty basic feature, I think. If they just go to StreamYard.com/teams, you are going to see, or the other option you could do is just log into your StreamYard dashboard, and you're going to see down the left-hand side, you're going to see a members option before you enter a broadcast, and you'll be able to assign people and add them to your team. And then what they're going to get is they're going to get an email that you've invited them, they accept it, and then they will be able to then sign in and add their destination.
All right. Okay, the next question. If you block someone from StreamYard chat, are they blocked on the destination platform?
Answer is it would be yes. Like if, for example, if they're on Facebook and like, you know, so you'll see that they come into the comments and you'll see that they're on Facebook. You click the 3 dots and you'll have the ability to block the user. That should then, let's see, are they blocked on the destination platform? So they should be blocked, I think, at that point, right, Eric?
No, they're blocked.
They're blocked on the stream.
StreamYard.
Yes.
But you have to manually add the block to YouTube.
Yes,
so
correct.
in your YouTube settings, you have to block them.
Yeah. So me personally, I've blocked somebody just for that stream, but they're still on as a YouTuber or something later on, and they came back and they can come back again, but they're blocked on that stream.
Okay. Next question. How many mods can you assign on a live chat?
That's a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that. How many mods you can assign? I don't think there is. Like, I think it's going to be dependent on, I guess, the number of teams you get, the number of people on your team. So, and I'm not sure if you're talking about moderators like on YouTube or you're talking about StreamYard teams members.
Right, because if you want to, you can have over 100 moderators. They're all in the chat watching each other and telling people and saying things and whatever. That's one way of moderating it, or be part of the team. Like Eric's part of the team. We have someone else that's part of the team too. So it depends on what your channel is and how many fine tuning you want to do.
All right. And as we're getting to the 2-hour mark here, I'm going to do this last question right here. When you have 6 people on one stream, do you have any suggestions how to not to get multiple echo feedbacks and how to quickly find where the feedback is coming from?
Okay, so I've done this multiple times. I always bring everybody on.
Okay.
I mute everybody. And then one at a time, I unmute each person to see where the echo is coming from. That's my style. So I would control everybody, mute them all, and say, okay, Christian, 1, 2, 3. Christian was like 1, 2, 3. Nope, not Christian. Next one, Eric, 1, 2, 3. Eric goes 1, 2, 3, and then echo's coming. Whoop, there we go. Okay, so Eric, either do you have another camera on? Are you watching yourself? And most times, people have another window open because they want to see themselves on the stream. They forgot to mute it, or they have a cell phone. They forgot to mute it. So,
yeah, no, that's exactly what I would do as well. I mean, I just bring everybody on, I mute their mics, and then I just diagnose one by one. And sometimes, like, if you've ever worked with the person before, like, I don't rule them out, but I know that might be the first person I work with, because then I'm like, I could easily take them off the list. So that's typically the way I would work. And, the other thing also is, just keep in mind as well, if somebody is not wearing headphones, that's another thing.
Yep.
Like, it looks like we're not wearing headphones, but guess what? We're all wearing headphones. We all have in-ear monitors. And basically, it gives the perception that we're not wearing headphones, but we actually can hear you all and talk to you all and whatnot. So
yes.
Encourage your guests to wear headphones, because the other thing is, a lot of times what people do is, if it's just them on the stream, like, it's not so bad. But when you have other people, you have audio coming from all these different sources. And what's happening, if I'm not wearing headphones, it's coming out of my speakers and going right back into the mic.
Yep.
And that's going to create some of that echo as well.
Yep. And
well, gentlemen,
personally, to add on to that, I always ask anybody in my stream, like when I have the 6 people up, I'll say, who's using a laptop? And I check for them first, because most times, because of the laptop, it's a mic and a speaker all in one. So
right next to each other.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that concludes our quick fire Q&A. So from here, back to you, Christian, for the giveaway.
Fantastic, yeah. And so we've got a lot of really great comments and whatnot. What we'll do is we'll try to go back through some of these and see if there's any ones that we can quickly answer. But with that, we're going to do a giveaway. And Charles, what are we giving away today?
I seen it in one of our other guests. He had it on the wall. The water bottle
for this, right?
There you go. Water bottle. There it is. It's new. It's fantastic. It's, everybody's loving it. So someone is winning one of those. There you go.
Not this one, by the way. You're not winning this one, by the way, because this one's mine. But you are going to win one. So what you have to do, by the way, to enter is just simply leave us a comment. Tell us what you liked about this week's stream. So
there you go.
We'll give you what do you want to give them? 30 seconds, I guess, Charles?
Yeah, and also I didn't see what comments did you guys get for Christmas. I didn't see what you guys got for Christmas. Did you get a new mic? Did you got lighting? Did you get a new program? Did you upgrade to StreamYard next level? Did some of you guys upgrade? Do more streaming, more bandwidth? What did you guys get for Christmas? Put it in. I want to know what you guys got.
By the way, Zori Imas saying, she still need to Christian to be able to stay on time. I'm not sure. I'm wondering. I'm not sure if she's directing that at me, that we need to stay on time, or she's saying, hey, she needs help staying on time. I don't know. If either one, just let me know, and we can work. Feel free to reach out to me, private message or something.
Isn't that makeup? Doesn't she do makeup?
She did, actually. Yes.
So, I remember her correctly. She did makeup. We showed her about the new folders. You can multiple folders, have different time and scheduled, and make sure your drop thirds, put them all in the folder. So yeah. Oh, she needs help staying on time.
How about this, Zori? We have a stream coming up on February 5th. Do us a favor. Can you join that? And I'd love it if you joined it, and we can let's chat about that. So yeah. Okay, I got one. I'm going to answer one question real quick, because this always comes up every single episode. And let me see. It's the camera question. So Brenda's asking what camera I'm using. So I'm using the Sony. It's an A6200, but I have a Sigma lens on it. That's what's creating this blur effect, by the way, in the background. So it's the camera. It's a DSLR camera with a lens. So
Sony what?
A 62 or 64. I think it's 62 or 6300. Yeah. So, okay. Very nice, Eric. That looks good. So again, this comes back to, it's a great shot. You also have to think about, it looks, unless you've got a glass pane behind you, like you're in an office, it looks like you're kind of outside. with your mic and whatnot. So
is it the mirrorless camera?
It is, yes.
Boom, that one right there.
I think that's what I'm using. Yeah.
There you go, people.
So again, works great camera actually. Okay, so let's do this. Let's pull up our giveaway. So now what you have to do basically, again, everybody's already entered. We're going to pick a winner. You get access to this tool for free. Everyone who has a StreamYard account, StreamYard.com/giveaway. And you can access this same exact tool and run your own giveaways. What we're going to do is we're going to pull a winner. And then the winner, all you have to do is email marketing@StreamYard.com. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and pick our winner. And you're going to win the StreamYard water bottle. And remember, you have to email me. So if you don't email me, I don't send this out. So let's pick our winner. Good luck, everyone. Hermes Oliveras, do me a favor.
Congratulations.
First
Come
of all.
on. Hit the clap. There you go.
I don't have any clapping on mine, but
I got him. I'm like, I was answering 2 more questions in the chat at the same time.
So Hermes, do us a favor. Email marketing@StreamYard.com. Send me your address, and we will get this water bottle sent out to you. Not this pickle one, but we'll get you a brand new one sent out. StreamYard water bottle. So awesome. This has been a lot of fun. So do y'all have any parting words for our guest and our viewers?
Keep streaming. That's all it is. Every day, keep streaming, do better, try something new. Don't be afraid to try something new. Today, if you want to add a secondary camera, like you've been seeing us with our cell phones, try it out. Something new. If you want to add the new camera, like what Christian uses, your goal is to work up for it. I'm not saying buy it now, but your goal is, something, it's January. By July, I want to save up to get a new camera. If it's lighting, say, hey, maybe, I want to change my view or something, anything. Maybe it's green screen. You see how Eric's looks and you're like, well, I really like Eric's green screen. So guess what? That is your goal. Between now and then, set a goal and keep streaming.
That's right.
And I got to say, this is how fast the results we're getting here, by the way. Wisco Ted said he already fixed his shadows. Thanks so much for everybody's feedback. Awesome.
Nice.
So again, I will give you some weekend homework. Very simple homework. What is one thing you want to improve on your live stream? Is it, I need to change my setup? Is it, I need to fix a certain shadow that I'm getting in my background? Do I need to order a mic? If I've been wanting a teleprompter, order the teleprompter, get it, implement it. Don't say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do 5 different things. Let's get 1 or 2. Start checking off that list. Get your live stream going.
One thing at a time, people. Just one thing at a time. It takes a process.
Yeah.
It takes a process.
I started with a phone and a Yeti mic, and that was it. And I started streaming. So like Charles said, just hit that go live button. Just do it. You are going to get better. Your first stream might not be the best stream, but as you do it, you're going to learn more strategies. You're going to learn more techniques. And because of that, hey, Christian, what do we have coming up on the 20th? I think it is the 20th, right?
Oh, that is a very good one. We have the StreamYard Connect Summit. Again, seriously, StreamYard.com/SYConnect. And here's the thing I want people to sign up for. First, it's free. Sign up for it. You can learn a lot of information. Next thing is, you see how like Eric and Charles and I have different setups, or all of our guests have come on with different setups. You could even just go and look at the different setups people have. You'll learn that not everybody has the same setup. People use different cameras. For example, they have different mics. There are some people that, they have a high-end mic. There's people that they're using AirPods, for example. Like, we try to give you our recommendations, but everybody's got a different budget that they work with, and how they have their setup. So you can learn something from that. It's free to sign up for. StreamYard.com/SYConnect.
Yeah. $13. $13.
Yep.
So only last tips I have, by the way, I just want a couple quick reminders. Let's see. So tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do the town hall every single Sunday with Gage and Dan, the founders of StreamYard. So basically, they do a live stream for about 30 minutes, and they tell you, you know, more about like they help you, like they learn, you know, what some of your like feature requests are, things like that. So they always want to hear from you. That's going to be streamed out on our YouTube channel and also in our Facebook group. And again, the next episode of Livestream Reviews is going to be on February 5th. So that's going to be in a few weeks. But I hope you all will join us February 5th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And before we go, sorry, one more thing. Someone just wrote in the comments, I can't go because of school. That's fine. Still register because you can always get a signal for the replay. Okay, so if you're interested, still sign up. And they'll, you know, when they do the replay, they can send you an email. Always sign up. Don't miss out, guys.
Awesome. Well, with that, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, if you have questions or whatnot, we didn't answer them, leave them in the chat. Feel free to tag us. But with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Livestream Reviews. We'll see you all on February 5th. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye.